What's real and what's fiction in my books? That is a tough question, and maybe not one I exactly totally want to share, but I will. So in my first book, Love on the Fireline, I like to tell the world it is fiction. It's labeled as a fiction book, and as far as the world is concerned, it's fiction, which means it's made up, it's fake. But if I actually sit down and think about Love on the Fireline, I wrote that kind of by going back through my journals. I flipped through them. I lived those moments again through my own handwriting, through my own remembering of those moments. Now, in that though, it is a fictional novel. The characters' names are changed. I might have mashed in a couple real life people to make one character. I might have chosen somebody else's personality and put it into a character. Or I might have just made the character up completely. Along with that, the romance is made up. My fire crew was super professional. Those guys were my brothers. And no, I did not have any sort of romantic escapades with any of my crew. I'm super thankful that I worked with amazing guys that, yes, I lived with them, I breathed with them, I worked with them. And I never had to worry about, like, any of them trying to take advantage of me or, yeah, anything like that. I never had to worry about that. I was a little sister to them, and I'm so, so thankful for that. But with Love on the Fireline, I'd say about 90% of it is real. The helicopter throw up, the food poisoning in the desert, yeah, that's all pretty real life experiences. I definitely could have remembered something wrong. I could have made up something wrong. I could have just made something up in general. It's fiction for a reason. I don't want it to be reality. I don't want somebody to read through it and be like, hey, this part is definitely wrong. This would have never happened. It's fiction. It's a story. It's for somebody to find enjoyment out of. So, well, 90% real, 10% fake. The romance, definitely made up. Now for Kindling Love, I'd say it's more 50-50. I did live out in Oregon. I was a park ranger, a firefighter. I went through Fire Academy and worked at the volunteer department. But it's about 50-50 made up and 50-50 real. I wanted a little bit more freedom with some creativity. The romance, once again, was completely made up. Like, when I lived out there, yes, I had the biggest crush on one of the guys. I am a hopeless romantic, so as far as I know of, like, yeah, a crush is okay, but I would have never actually made a move on anybody that I worked with. We kept it all very professional. We kept it all very, once again, pretty brotherly. Like, I never had to worry about spending the night at the fire department or what might happen type thing. I'm super thankful, once again, to have always been like a baby sister on the crew, a baby sister at the fire department, a baby sister on my wildland firefighting career. All these guys have been the most amazing guys. And, like, yes, I did have crushes on some of them, but I never would have made a move. And as far as I don't think any of them ever would have made a move. And I'm thankful for that, because it made my career out there safe. It made my career out there livable and enjoyable, and some of the best adventures of my lives. Or life. It just feels like many past lives, even though it has been mine. And then if I think about book number 3, Frazzled, I don't want to ruin too much of that, because it is not out yet. It will come out next year. Well, I guess we'll see. It's set to come out around May of 2026. I don't want to ruin too much of it. It does follow, once again, based on a lot of real life experiences. It feels like a past life now. A lot of it has changed. A lot of it has grown and improved and all that sort of stuff. But everybody always says, write what you know. And while it is hard to share a lot of that stuff, it's hard to share all my personal life with, who knows, maybe the world one day. I just like to think that maybe somebody's going to find hope from it. Somebody might find themselves through my writing, or somebody just might find an enjoyable story. So, book number 3 is based on a lot of real life experiences again, with some fiction worked in. It's like a weaved rug. Same with the first 2 novels. You get to decide what you think is real and what you think is fake. And if you want to believe that all of it was real, fine. By all means, put me with some cute guy and say that we got married. I am okay with that. I'm okay if you want to think that it's all fiction and that nobody could ever have done what I did. That is okay too. That's the beauty of being an author. It's the beauty of writing fiction. For all that you know, it is all fake. And I never have to tell you different. But you can keep deciding what you think. And you can always tell me in the comments what you think.